Yo, what's good, guys? I am here now. I haven't recorded since a long time, which was 6 days ago. And make sure to go watch my movie. Today, I'm gonna make a theory that I haven't thought of for quite a time now. And please don't copyright strike me. I'm in England right now and I don't have time to make my own videos, which is to do the gameplay. Okay, so let's start. This theory is called, is Micah really the bad guy? Well, Micah seemed to look like a bad guy in first, which he literally offends a lot of people around camp. For example, calling Charles the R word and calling Javier the G. Hold up, that was Bill that called Javier the G word. No, never mind. So let's uncover this theory. So 1899. The Blackwater River boat heist. So this theory that I made up really puts the Red Dead franchise and story together. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember Heidi McCord? If you said yes, that's fantastic. If you said no, go play more Red Dead Redemption 2. Heidi McCord is the girl who Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head with her brains plastered all over the wall. Well, this theory here might have put the story together. So Micah manipulated Dutch in 1899, and it's obvious that he loves money more than anything in the world. I mean, if there's $1 million right next to him and Dutch about to fall off a cliff, then he would grab the money and run away and not save Dutch. Or he would save Dutch first. Because Micah is not loyal. He is a rat. He is a snake. Well, did he really rat out the gang in Chapter 6 like Milton told us? Well, there might be another rat, which is Abigail. And a good reason why Dutch didn't want John saved from the Sisika Island prison where John is in. Dutch might suspect that John and Abigail are the rats because okay, I'm gonna cover that in another video here. Let's get back to the thing. He might suspect Abigail and John as the rat, and might have not want John out of the prison. And it was kind of suspicious how when the Pinkertons came through in Chapter 6, they only took Abigail, but not other gang members at all. Only Abigail. Well, the thing is here, Abigail might have gave off the wrong information, which slowed down the Pinkerton, and they were mad, so they were trying to charge her for murder and kill her, so that they can get rid of the Vanderlyn gang once and for all, just like Agent Ross was trying to do. And in the game here, we can see that Micah manipulated Dutch to thinking that we're the big guys, we're gonna get the money, and all the time, all over the game, Micah have always mentioned the Blackwater money, which was definitely gone now. And Micah definitely had the biggest balls in the camp. I mean, he tried charming up Mrs. Grimshaw in this video. I mean, I wouldn't dare because she's cleaning a gun. I mean, who would dare to risk somebody that you know they don't like you and you know they hate you a bit while they're cleaning a gun? Micah has balls that are made of steel. Okay, please don't hate me, man. I'm just trying to make a theory. Don't hate me, please. Arthur is the best. Micah is the bad guy. That is true. Well, but this theory literally said, is Micah really that bad? Well, as I said in my Instagram, which you should go follow, in a quote that says, there's always two sides to a story. In Arthur's side, Micah is the bad guy. But in Micah's side, Micah might not be the bad guy. Red Dead Redemption 3 might be about Micah's perspective, which if it is, then they'll probably get 90% Rotten Tomatoes. It's not gonna be about Micah. Micah's dead. He got shot at Mount Hagen in 1907 by John Marston. and Dutch Vanderlyn. So Micah manipulated Dutch. In the 1899 Blackwater bank heist, your Dutch again shot Haiti McCord. Well, if you follow this theory that I'm about to say, it puts the story exactly together. Micah might have been in love with Haiti McCord here, and then told Dutch because she was an outsider from the gang, and if Dutch knew, then Dutch would kick Micah out, because Dutch might think that he's giving out information about the gang to a spy, which Micah didn't want to. So on a Blackwater heist that Micah's been so excited about, he didn't know Haiti McCord was going to be on that boat, and if he knew that it was going to be too late if he told Dutch, because Dutch would have shot him in that instance, because Dutch might thought that Micah's a rat for being in love with Haiti McCord, but Micah might be in love with Haiti McCord, because when Dutch shot Haiti McCord, we don't see the expression on Micah's face, but Micah became cold and manipulative after that, and if Micah was really in love with Haiti McCord, which Dutch shot in the head, well, Micah definitely didn't want to tell Dutch that he was in love with the girl on the boat, because the girl was a citizen and might be a potential spy or a potential threat that the Pinkertons are using to attract Micah, which Dutch would definitely go and shoot her. Well, Dutch shot her anyways for unknown causes, which bring Micah to the lowest of the point of his life. And the reason why Micah always beefing with John and talking about Abigail is that Abigail might have a similar face to Haiti McCord, which explains a lot why Micah always talks about Abigail in front of John, because he was jealous. And he loved Haiti McCord. Also, Micah's plan was to bring down the gang here after Dutch shot Haiti McCord. And in chapter 6, when they were about to go to rob their one last train, Micah seemed to insult John a lot because he was jealous about John's relationship with Abigail. Okay, let's go on. After Haiti McCord was dead, Micah made a plan to take down the Vanderlyn gang bit by bit, and Micah not be a strong ass, because he literally couldn't beat a dying man on a cliff near Annisburg. Well, he's not a strong ass, remember that, but he is hell of a smart ass, because he plotted a plan which worked. He manipulated Dutch onto his side because he saved Dutch Vanderlyn, which gave him an advantage to manipulate Dutch, which brings Arthur down low because Arthur was saved by Dutch. But Arthur was very trusty here. And sometimes Micah get along with some gang members, which is Javier here, as you can see, but they were drunk, and that's a completely different story. Well, the plan of Micah was manipulate Dutch, turn Dutch against his sons, and literally get the money and go and destroy the gang without Dutchess knowing that he was the rat. But in the end here, Micah just wanted revenge. He wanted Dutch to feel how it feels to have the person that Dutch loves die in front of him. Just like when Haiti McCord died by the hands of Dutch Vanderlyn in front of Micah Bell. Because Micah made sure that Dutch saw Arthur die so that Micah could get revenge on Dutch for seeing Haiti McCord die. And Micah's plan all came together. He manipulated Dutch, he get the money, he killed Arthur, and he destroyed the gang. But karma catched up to Micah eventually, and he was shot on 1907 on Mount Hagen by the hands of Dutch Vanderlyn and John Marston. This reason here, I believe that Dutch shot Micah because Dutch couldn't accept that Micah have made a plan that worked and destroyed the gang. And Micah always said Arthur complained a lot, which might be true, or is it true? Well, for me, I kind of believe that it's true, but now I'm neutral because I don't want people to unsubscribe to me. Please don't take that. I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. Please don't go. Okay, back to the theory. So Micah might have a rough childhood, which puts him in a very abusive and kind of like a bully. For example, he kicks Cain in chapter 3, killed Cain in chapter 6, which I don't know about, and bullied a lot of camp gang members, and he even tried. And Micah's plan might have failed a little because when he tried to tell Dutch to go at Dewberry Creek, which was a very open space here, so that they could get caught faster and Micah could get away. Well, the thing is, Arthur and Charles got lucky by finding that spot. Micah's plan failed a little, so he had to be more strategic. So after stealing the horses of the Braithwaites and burning the tobacco fields of the Greys, Micah told them to meet up at Rhodes. And Micah might have went there and told him who did that and said, "You could get your revenge. Just wait till I bring the boys at Rhodes." And that might be how they ended up at Rhodes. The gang ended up at Rhodes, and Sean got shot in the end. Which Micah might have told them where to stand, because how can he be that fast with those guns? I mean, he only got 3 headshots within the time that Sean's body was about to hit the ground. I mean, how were his instincts that fast? He might have told the Greys where to position so that he can betray them and shoot them. And the Greys lost in the end. And as we could see, Micah didn't want to go to save Jack with the gang for some unknown reason. Because I don't know that at all. He might have despised the main gang shooters for finding a good spot and didn't want to go, hoping that Jack was gonna get killed, but Jack didn't get killed. So here's my thinking. There's always 2 sides to a story, and we have already heard Micah's side, but we haven't heard Arthur's side of the story just yet. And I know this video won't be interesting to some of you because I mentioned the same thing so many times. I'm trying to think about other things to mention. So, here is the summary. Micah was in love with Hattie McCord, which Dutch shot in the head and broke Micah's heart. So Micah formed a plan to destroy the gang with chaos and get into Dutch's ear by manipulating Dutch and taking the money and get the hell out of here, and broke up the Vanderlyn gang, which he made sure that Arthur died in front of Dutch, so that Dutch can feel how Micah felt when Hattie McCord was shot in the head in front of Micah on that riverboat job, which failed. The reason it failed because Micah is a very good shooter, and people said that there were a lot of Pinkertons, but there was a lot of law, and that much law couldn't take Micah down. But after Hattie McCord was shot, Micah could have let his guns down and didn't shot enough Pinkertons. That's why it failed, so that he can form this plan to kill Arthur and to destroy the gang. And Micah might have a cold heart. So, yeah, that is the theory. Is Micah a good guy? Now, let's go to the final conclusions. For me, I think that we just have to explore the story of the villain more. We always think that the heroes are the good guys and the villains are the bad guys, but we have never heard the side of the story of the villains. And I'm not saying that Micah's a good guy. He definitely had a rough childhood and killed far too many people. I'm saying that we just have to hear the perspective of Micah Bell instead of hearing always from Arthur. And in the end, Micah's plan worked. But Micah will always remain a bad guy because of that one girl that he couldn't get over. And he still continues with his raging because he couldn't get over Haiti McCord. And Micah might have not shown his anger, his easily angered, and pain out to the gang members because he kept it inside for far too long. And he might have been always dark after Haiti McCord was killed. And the thing is, let's not jump to conclusions that Micah will always be a bad guy, even though he is. We just have to hear both sides of the story to put the puzzles together. And that would be it for this video. I hope you like this video, and I hope it isn't that boring to hear this theory. I will try to make a better and more flavorful and detailed video about Micah here, because I really want to explore what Micah's thinking. I really want to explore the bad guy's thinking, because we already all heard from Arthur. So that would be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. Drop a like while you're at it. And yeah, that's it. And I'll see you in the next video.